Conny's Corner presents the Black Family Empowerment Hub with me, Connie Ojong, from Africa to the Western world. Cultural integration or institutional racism. Raising awareness. Empowering families. Promoting inclusion and well-being. Creating transformational change through dialogue. Be aware, be inspired, and be empowered.
Hello! Today's episode will focus on the motivation question with me, Connie Ojong. And we've got another question from one of our viewers, Grace, who says, looking back at your own experiences, both the things you have accomplished and the challenges you have experienced at a personal level, what motivated you to set up this platform to inspire and empower families? Well, Grace, that is a very interesting question. I would like to start with what I consider to be one of my greatest challenges, because that is what has helped to define the person I am today. Like most migrants, I left my home country of Cameroon, Africa, at the age of 22. I was very excited about the prospects of pursuing postgraduate studies in the UK. After graduation, my intention was to return home to secure a senior position in the Central African Bank, where I had recently completed a placement. I left behind my family, my friends, and my home. I had no plans of settling in the UK. However, I had met my wonderful husband and had beautiful children, so I felt torn between my home country on the one hand and the country where I have made my home. I did not realize that I was black, not until I landed at the Heathrow Airport in London. I had no manual or an instruction sheet about life, let alone marriage and family life in the UK. Nor did I have an internal GPS system to navigate a fundamentally distinct culture and society from what I was accustomed to. So I had no choice but to wander through the details of life in search of meaning, in search of hope. It was tough. I stumbled and fell along the way, but most importantly, I was always ready to pick up myself and keep on moving, even if it meant changing direction. It was not always easy, but friends that I discovered along the way were of considerable support. Every time I picked up myself, the growth opportunity that came with it was compelling. Secondly, as a wife and a mother of British African children, I have grappled with the process of integration in relation to marriage and parenting. And I can relate with a lot of the issues that black families encounter. Drawing from an outward-looking culture ingrained in my childhood and being somewhat compelled to see the world and raise children through the lens of an inward-looking Eurocentric perspective. Even more so in a relationship where both partners are either adapting or maladapting in different ways and at different paces. When we think about how our children become caught up as they struggle to make sense of multiple identities and truths, where on the one hand, they see themselves as British or American or whatever, and influenced and pressured to belong to the wider Western culture, yet simultaneously being rejected at times. On the other hand, coming back home to parents who have a different set of understanding, expectations, and culture. This is a dilemma. The challenges are profound and can be significantly disturbing for some children, young people, and families. Adjusting or finding the right balance is not always easy. I have had my fair share of trials, tribulations, breakdowns, and breakthroughs. And over time, I have learned to reposition myself from multiple dimensions to find a healthy balance in relation to myself, significant others, and the world around me. Thirdly, as a Black social works professional, working with a pool of diverse families within a predominantly Eurocentric framework, it has been equally challenging and rewarding. My academic and professional training in the UK has provided me with a lens through which I can see the world from a Eurocentric perspective, whilst my personal journey of migration endows me with the skills and resources to develop a varied perspective to life. You know, like caring for children, when you live in a particular environment or culture for too long, we often subconsciously internalize sets of ways of doing things. We normalize things. We become enmeshed in our culture to a point where we cannot see beyond what we know. And often, we risk making assumptions that the entire human race should function like we do.